I want to just, I think, show this slide, although I think the most important one was this one. To say, when we started with the research, it's one of the initiatives that we have at Gibela, which is part of our skills development, okay? Which we are. And I think Gibela is a very, very big elephant that I don't think all of you have exhausted that elephant. If you want to explore other industries, you're welcome to do so. But our industry is railway, and it's railway manufacturing. And we are also, we're the ones who are the guy who's paying the bill, isn't it? So, what was indicated earlier on, there is a reason why we had to dedicate about 25 million for about 5 years. It was to build up this research so that it becomes a functional research. So other things which will come as secondary, yes, of course, we appreciate they should come there. But the first person that needs to be served by this research, it's us, because we are paying the bill. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay. So, when we started this, we had a reason why we wanted it. The idea was to, for sure, to facilitate the skills development, to support the railway industry with capacity. That is the first thing, why we started the research. And number two, it is also to expand the scientific research and innovation capacity of South Africans. You will know, and I think for every person that is here, we're supporting everyone that is here, but we also have priorities in terms of South Africans. I know that these quarters, we always have a debate. We're looking for postdoctoral fellows, South Africans we do not have. And the reality of the matter is, especially if you're a South African, you're given this opportunity to go and capacitate yourself when it comes to masters and also PhD. And you will know, with the realities that we have, that very few people here who are South Africans are called doctors. Am I right? Can we be fair?
Yes.
Yeah. So what we are trying to do is to close that gap, is to say, academically, we have to improve ourselves. Academically, we have to make sure that and we're putting money aside for you to be able to be capacitated. And that is why most of the people that I'm expecting results are full-time students. We are also justified to expect results out of that. You cannot be, I think, at the university forever. Pule, you were not here when we were talking to people. What happened to you?
Hey, I was busy with logistics.
How far are you with your research, with your dissertation?
We finished soon.
What is soon in Venda?
Soon means once I'm done writing chapters, I'll give to them, which is now in 2 months.
What I know is that when you are giving a proposal, you give timelines. So what is timelines to you?
I spoke Greek.
All right, so I think, guys, this one, it is important for us to finalize. And this picture, I think, just summarizes what we are doing. The first one is the issue of our railway specific. There are other training and courses that we're developing with PROF that focuses on railway specific. But the other part is this one of special research and research and development projects. Your what is that? Your JIGS project. This is where it falls, you know. And all the incubations or incubatees, this is where they are going to sit. And for those that have been at Gibela, we have got a space for the research and also the space for incubation. Okay. I think the booklet that you have, it will give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So, the other one is this one around specific research and development, which is mostly, this one is insourced towards our direction, but the colloquiums, you run the colloquiums. This is one of the conferences that you run. They differ. GROW is also just one of the conferences or seminars that we run. Okay? And you will see that if you are a student at TUT, this is where you're supposed to be. Am I right? So for sure your journey starts here because you want to do your master's and doctoral. But as you work, let's spoke about scope creep. You've got this area where you now have to think about commercializing your solution. You have to think about how can you make your solution to be fit for purpose. So this is where you come in and be supported through incubation. Okay? But the primary thing, if you are a student, and you have to do what students do. So which means that you are expected to do the chapter 2 of your research. It must be done. Whether Gibela is a problem to you or it's not a Gibela problem, it must be done. Because for me, that part must be achieved. Is it fair enough? Before you change the world, you must meet the minimum requirements, which is the academic issues. Do you understand? The solutions that you are bringing, I know that you are coming with a lot of innovations that you want to bring. But for me, if we achieve this, Prof, I will also be very much happy. I understand that we need to produce people that are going to be incubatees, but for me, the primary one, I want to see my masters. I want to see my PhD. Man?
No, I agree.
Yeah, so for me, that is basic. I mean, for now, I need to start to shine. I'm not shining because you guys are not giving me something to shine. You know, so for sure, everything is still work in progress. But I think from 2019, I need to start shining. Yeah, I think I deserve that because we're doing all we can. We're supporting the initiatives that we have, and we are exposing people based on what we have. What we are not able to provide, we will tell you that we are not able to provide. And what is also important, and I think this is key. I've said it even yesterday that Gibela is still. We are still sort of. Our project is still at a very, very early stage where we are. If you look at these 80 trains, you see these 80 trains that we have here. In actual fact, our schedule here has already moved to this part in particular, has already moved somewhere in 2019. We're not calling because we're not even closer to this one. We're still working with this ones.
Yeah.
Okay? So it has moved somewhere there. So it's still an early stage. And hence I said some of the solutions that you bring into us, chances are they are fit for purpose, like your jigs, but some of them are futuristic. Because whatever you're trying to solve, it may not be for today. I think I understand that, because industry, they do not just change for the sake of changing. They change because they see value. Don't say because I've gone to Gibela, I propose this powerful solution, they don't want to use it, it means no, Gibela is not supporting us. You are wrong, because industry, they are built over the period of time. And as we build up, we are forced to review, we are forced to look at our processes, if they are working or not working. So give us also an opportunity to build up. People that are coming with solutions around energy saving. So energy saving, yes, of course, we only started to operate in 2018 January. Was energy saving our priority? No, we wanted the factory to operate. Now because it's operating, now you can start discuss with us. And your solution cannot be change your machines. Because the cost, the capex that was put there for the machinery, it's huge. It's a serious investment. Allow the lifespan of these machines also to fall off while you're bringing other solutions. So all that I'm saying is that because of where we are, some of the solutions may be fit for purpose. Some of them may say we will see you in the near future. All right. So don't think like Gibela is pushing back. The other thing, it was the issue of decommissioning, which I mentioned even yesterday. We are not decommissioning trains. All we are doing, we are manufacturing and we are maintaining the trains. A person who has to decommission, one or the other, it's process. Those yellow trains, somehow they must tell you how are they going to decommission them. Maybe you will find a lot about those who are doing research around waste. Maybe you will find a lot of waste there. Even in our space, you can still find waste. For sure, we've got cut-offs, we've got things that we call them waste, but I don't know the magnitude of it thereof. You are responsible to come and check what is the magnitude of waste. Are we wasting a lot of steel? What is the cost benefit analysis that you bring into our space? That we will appreciate. Okay? So the other thing that I also just want to highlight again here is the issue of solving problems. And I think when you meet people who are business people, the problems that you need to provide, the solutions that you need to provide, you must make sure that you talk the business language. Especially if you are coming into this space. Because some of you are going to push to be here, but if you are not going to talk the right language to the right people, chances are you are not going to be insourced, or your solution is not going to be adopted. Because the issue is, when you talk about technology, it's another thing to have invention. But the adoption rate, it's huge. It's a serious change management. Do you understand? The adoption, that is why even today, when robots were brought in the early 70s, people are still talking about robotics even today. The issue is not like robots are not there, but it's the adoption. What is the appetite to adopt your solution? I just want to go to Morena Sak, that the solution that you bring again now, that you propose here, as an industry, this guy just sold me some jigs. immediately he's now, Prof, he's now redesigning them. So I wonder, what does it mean to me? Does it mean that he sold me a pig in a bag? Do you understand? So, because I've not yet seen value, I've not yet seen the usage of these things, immediately there is another solution that is coming. Do you understand the adoption? As industries, we are not at your rate of innovation. You understand? We still have your solution. We want to use the solution. We want to see the lifespan of your jigs. If it's 10 years, we will want to see that lifespan. Then we can come to your solution. You understand? So that is the reality that we have. And the industry, they may not move in the way that you guys move. The solutions that you have, they may not be a solution that talks to what we need to do at a particular point. But does it mean we should stop research? Research talks to future. It talks about what is to come. So continue to do your research and continue to provide your solutions. The other thing that I also want to just indicate, I think is the issue of the industry and the skills gap. I think this one is not only the problem for the researcher, it's a problem almost for everyone. What is it that industry is looking for? And do we have the skills that we think they are fit for purpose? I think that gap is still a serious thing. It's either becomes part of our research or it also just becomes the solution that we want to provide in our space. But you will realize that the standards which companies have is their own standards. But the standard which academics have, it's a different standard. So the question is, how do we bring this alignment in order for us to be able to talk from the same script? Is it possible that we can have people that are fit for purpose? As it stands now, we are onboarding about 50 graduates at the beginning of May. I don't know if Tsulu, some of the people applied. Where is Tsulu? Prof, do you know anyone that has applied at Gibela?
I'm not aware of anyone.
Somebody that is coming through. But we shared, you remember, we gave you the adverts. Say, share the information. We are onboarding about 50. Kafrika men. But the question is, are these people fit for industry? They are graduates. Some of them, mostly, it's either you've got a BTech honors, you've got masters. That is the group of people that we're taking. So the reality of the matter is, we have to do our part on the other side to do work readiness, to assist you to close the gaps. But these gaps, it's like they're becoming wider and wider. Industries this side and academics are on the other side. I think that gap, at some point, it has to be closed. The last thing is to say that industry supports value. If there is no value in initiatives, they zip their own pockets. We have signed a contract for 5 years, and that 5 years is now, we are nearing to an end. That's all.
Yes.
The question is, what will be the value that we present back to the management of Gibela to renegotiate? And then the first one, I had to motivate that we need this thing. But now, the researchers must motivate that this thing is worth it. But the results and the people and the quality of people that we are producing from this space, it won't be me going forward. It has to be you. In the past, we were looking for partnership. But this partnership, this marriage, is it a marriage of convenience or it's a marriage of value? And that value must be defined by everyone that is in this place. And unfortunately, industry, they look for value. If that value is not there, they will tell you that we don't have budgets. We are reprioritizing our resources. We don't think you guys are the right people to work with. We think Stellenbosch somewhere in the Western Cape are the right people to work with. So that value we must continue to create. And so as it stands, we've got the researcher in Ditsila. And I think the rest of you guys must go and see what we're trying to do there. And I'm thinking that facility will also be that value that we're able to say to organizations. How do you shut down something like this that we've built? So on that note, I'm wishing you all the best in your academia and hoping that very soon, we will the day the term of graduation starts, we are not going to close. We're just going to continue to graduate. For me, I think what will determine whether we've succeeded or not, it's when you guys graduate for whatever purpose you have set yourself for For me, I think that would have achieved our goal. Thank you.